Hey guys, Sonic Smashburger here. We get another Pokemon TCG deck profile. Yeah, about damn time, right? We're now in 2017-2018 Standard, and it's time I profile my current main, Mewtwo EX, Lunala GX. Now, I had to revise this quite a few times, which is why this took so damn long, but finally have the final build right here. This is also the build I piloted at a local league challenge fairly recently to a second place finish. We have a 3-1 record. The first matchup was Sylveon Gardevoir, so already that's tough. Fortunately, did not let the opponent get out the Octillery or a single Gardevoir. Yeah, did not want that happening. Second match, Vikavolt Bulu. I don't know how, but not a single Grumman showed up throughout that entire game. Also knocking out the Mew fairly early helped. Then came the third matchup, Heatmor Raichu. That went badly. Prizes were not very kind, let's leave it at that for now. Then, the final match, Broken Gardevoir GX, as in Gardevoir with 4 max potions. That was amazing. I can't wait to explain how I pulled that off. That was incredible. Anyway, outside of certain decks like Gardevoir, Golisopod even, and a lot of other big decks, I feel like this can hold up. The only really bad matchups I can say this has are Greninja and Espeon Drampa Garb. So with that, let's just get straight into this and let me explain why this deck is so damn good. And yes, it even does good against Volcanion as well whenever you see that around these days. Starting things off, 3 Mewtwo EX. Now this is specifically for Shatter Shot, 30 times the amount of Psychic Energy on this Pokemon, which can add up really quickly. We also got Damage Change to swap damage with our opponent, and if played right, it's a full heal. Very much the ideal start, that one. Also, 3 copies of Cosmog, evolution purposes only. If you have to, you can use Dust Gathering. But if you have to, it's not going well for you. Just saying. Oh, and when I said prizes weren't very kind in the Heatmor Raichu match, 2 of these things were prized. Yeah, not fun. Single Cosmoem, evolution only. And this is only if we have to evolve a slow way because we rely a lot on rare candies. Also, teleport if you have to, but if you have to, again, the game is not going well for you. Now for the main engine itself. 3 copies of Lunala GX, 250 HP, which makes it quite retained, and Psychic Transfer. As often as you like during your turn, you may move 1 Psychic Energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. So you can just constantly move the energies around. It's very similar to Aromatisse's Fairy Transfer back in the XY days. And interesting attacks. For Psychic, Moongeist deal 120 damage, and the defending Pokemon can't be healed. Very rarely does that effect come into play, though. And for 3 Psychics, Lunarfall GX. Knock out one of your opponent's basic Pokemon that isn't a Pokemon GX. Now keep this in mind. You can only use 1 GX attack per game. And this one is not usually the GX attack of choice. It can come in handy, though. You run into Espeon EX, Lunarfall. Volcanion EX, if that's still around, Lunarfall. And in the case of the Vikavolt Bulu matchup, it's how I knocked out the Mew early on. For my tech-ins, I play 1 Necrozma GX, 1 Espeon EX. Now, Necrozma's good for Light's End to block colorless Pokemon from doing damage to it, especially Drampa. Prismatic Burst, 3 colorless, 10 base damage. Now, here's the killer. Discard all Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. 60 more damage for each energy discarded this way. Basically your game ender. And it also has our usual GX attack of choice, Black Ray GX. 100 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon GX and Pokemon EX. Not affected by weakness or resistance though. And we're comboing that with Espeon EX's Miraculous Shine. Devolve each of your opponent's evolved Pokemon and put the highest stage evolution card into the opponent's hand. This is great for one major reason. Aside from type No, there is no pre-evolved form that can survive a Black Ray as far as evolved GXs. Fomantis has 60 HP, Cosmoem has 90, Kirlia has 80. There you go. The only thing that can survive is type Null at 110, so Miraculous Shine will just devolve all of them after a Black Ray and knock all the pre-evolved forms out. Very much a nasty combo. And what's a deck without Tapu Lele? Just saying, Tapu Lele is too good to not have. Wonder Tag, Supporter Search, too good. Energy Drive, 2 colorless, 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. Keep in mind this though, not affected by weakness or resistance. And this is one of the rare decks where we can use Tapu Cure. Heal all damage from 2 of your benched Pokemon. Now, this one's fairly situational, but on occasion it can come in handy. That's it for Pokemon. On to the supporter count. The usual 4 copies of Professor Sycamore. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. Without VS Seeker, we basically need 4 Professor Sycamore in every deck now. No questions asked. As well as, at the bare minimum, 3 copies of End. Both players shuffle, each draw 1 for each of the remaining prizes. Very straightforward as well. Rather, both draw 1, each draws 1, whatever. Now, any deck where I can run it, I personally really like running 1 copy of Lily. Draw cards till you have 6 in your hand. If it's your first turn, draw till you have 8. Ultra Ball, go for Tapu Lele, search out Lily. Love that combo. We've also got 2 copies of ya boy Guzma. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. If you do, you do the same. Keep in mind this though. Your opponent needs to have a bench for you to play Guzma. You do not. So if you have nothing on your bench, but your opponent does, Guzma can still be used. Keep that in mind. Now getting into the one-of supporters, which are the last 3. Well, the other one-of supporters that aren't Lily, that is. 1 Acerola, or Acerola, however you pronounce it. 1 Skyla, 1 Brock's Grit. Acerola, put one of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it and all cards attached to it into your hand. Really good because we have Psychic Transfer, where you can just move the energies off, play the Acerola, and then just transfer everything back. It's really good. Skyla, Trainer Searching, no explanation needed. And Brock's Grid is our recovery cards, shuffling 6 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy back into the deck. Pretty straightforward, that. That is it for supporters. Now we go into items. 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards, get out any Pokemon. Nowadays, pretty much every deck needs 4 copies of Ultra Ball, except for Greninja. But any other deck, 4 Ultra Ball is a must. Now, for Stage 2 Evolution decks, I feel it's important to run at the bare minimum 3, but preferably 4 copies of Rare Candy, especially in this deck where getting Lunala out is crucial. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a Stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, play onto that Pokemon to evolve it. You can't do this during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put into play during this turn, so they have to have been out for at least 1 turn before you can use this. So let me give you an example here. Let me just search this out real quick. Say you've got Cosmog down and a Rare Candy and a Lunala in your hand. If that Cosmog was down for at least 1 turn, you can play Rare Candy and go straight to Lunala, ignoring Cosmoem completely. This is also how most Stage 2 decks will get to their evolutions. If not every Stage 2 deck at this point. So, really awesome combo. You do have to worry about Miraculous Shine, though, which is another reason why that's so good. We got 3 copies of Fighting Fury Belt in here as well. The basic this is attached to gets plus 40 HP and attacks do 10 more damage to the opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. Now, most decks nowadays prefer Choice Band. I feel this is one of the only ones left that still prefers Fury Belt, because you want to have high HP on Mewtwo for the healing. Because yes, there's a lot of healing involved in this as well. Also for Energy Acceleration, 4 copies of Max Elixir. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy you find to a basic Pokemon on your bench. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. We have Psychic Transfer, so we can move it from the bench to the active Mewtwo to power up Shatter Shot that much quicker. Now, this is where things get amazing. Started out with a Cosmog against a lone Psychic Ralts. Keep that in mind. Had a Tapu Lele in hand already before the Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball for Mewtwo. Lele for Lily. The other card in my hand was the Max Elixir. Played the Elixir, hit it. Lily for 8, got the energy on Cosmog, retreated out for free I'll explain how later. In the Mewtwo, Shatter Shot for the one-hit knockout, one-turn victory. That was incredible. I'm probably never going to get to do that again, but hey, it happened. Also, 3 copies of Max Potion. Heal all damage from one of your Pokemon if you do discard all energy attached to it. We have Psychic Transfer. Transfer the energies off, Max Potion, transfer back. Very straightforward. And pretty much every deck nowadays is running 2 copies of Field Blower, 1 at the bare minimum. Choose up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon Tool cards and Stadium cards in play, yours or your opponent's, and discard them. It's basically a staple now. As for our Stadium of choice, this is also very crucial, and this is how I got Cosmog out for free. 4 copies of Altar of the Moon. The retreat cost of each Pokemon in play that has any Psychic or Darkness energy attached to it is 2 Colorless energy less. Think about it. Mewtwo, 2 retreat. Cosmog, 1. Cosmoem, 3, although you're never going to want that out most of the time anyway. Lunala, 2. Necrozma, 2. Espeon, 1. Tapu Lele, 1. Basically free retreat all across the board. This is absolutely crucial to have out at pretty much all times, hence the 4 copies. That's it for trainer cards. Last but not least is the energy count, and they are all psychics, and quite a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 psychic energy, but every single one of these is crucial. Max Elixirs, Shatter Shot, you name it. So, that is it for the Mewtwo Lunala profile. I don't know when I'll get to another one of these profiles at some point. I will, though. But, there you go. Mewtwo Lunala, that was card for card what I played, and what I will be continuing to play. With that, and all that said and done, later, guys.